Hey guys, it's Debbie over here at Scrappy RN on YouTube, and today's the day that I wanted to get the video posted of the work that I did on the pocket letter for the embellishments. You'll probably hear a lot of background noises, washer going, and it just kind of is what it is. It's been a really super busy week, but I wanted to try to get this up for you guys so I could do the giveaway. So we'll just go ahead and get started. The first thing that I did that you didn't see is from my other video where I cut the embellishments down from the paper bag. I went ahead and used a tape runner to put all the decorative pockets onto my designer series paper, aka the sides of the bag. So I used the sides of the bag, I cut them down into the designer series paper pieces, and that's what you see in the background of each of the pockets. So the next thing that I'm doing is I just use a Tim Holtz tiny bow punch on the popsicle there on the lower right, and I cut a hair bow out, at least I turned it into a hair bow for the popsicle there, and turned her into a little girly popsicle. The next thing that I did is I used the stamped words, my Stampin' Up! Words set that I showed in the beginning, and I just went ahead and glued that down. I used the best things in life are, and then I came in and added the sweet at the bottom. And on the still shots at the end, you'll see that I also added one of the trims along the bottom of this. It was a blue, not polka dot, little balls. I can't think of my words. Why, when you're recording, can you not think of your words? Anyways, I added some blue trim on the bottom of this pocket. And then I jumped up to this pocket. I'm all over the place with my pocket letters. And again, I wanted to try to use only the embellishments that I pulled out when I shopped my stash. So I used the Target Dollar Spot tag, and I cut out from one of the other bag pieces around the cupcake, and I used my foam dollar store tape and popped the cupcake up on top of the tag to give it a little bit of dimension. Ha, pom-poms. That's the name of the trim that I was trying to think of. So in the lower middle pocket, I eventually ended up putting some pom-pom trim around there, and you'll see that in the still shots. Anyway, back to this pocket. I also used this pink ticket. This ticket was from my stash. It's a new stash item. Moonrock Paper Scissors over on Instagram. She and I did a loaded envelope swap. Um, and actually, this came in an Easter swap that her and I did with some Happy Mail. Anyway, she gifted me those pink tickets, and I'm hoarding them. I love them so much. I've never seen them in pink. But I wanted to use one of the pink ones on top of this to just give it an extra little bit of dimension and something different. So I popped that up on there and fussed around with that just a little bit, and get these guys back in the pockets here. And moving on, I know that's about where I want the flower that I'm going to use. So I have to just remember as I pop up the embellishments and decorate in the pockets, I need to leave room for that. This little squiggly I showed in a previous video how I cut that out of one of my die sets that goes with the Stampin' Up! Word dies that I was using. And I thought this would be really cute to decorate on the top of this cupcake and just put a little swirl up in the icing on the cupcake. And I thought it just kind of made it look a little bit like a hair bow on top of the cupcake, and just a little extra something something. So I used my glue and trimmed it down, and I really liked it, so I wanted to add a little bit more. And in the end, I ended up putting a little piece of that along the top there and then gluing that down in place. Also, you'll see on the still shots, I ended up using some of the big chunky bling. I used some pink ones and some blue ones and some green ones. And again, just to add another big chunky pop of color, I thought it was really fun to do that. So you'll see that at the still shots in the end. Also, using some word dies again from what I had worked on the other day, and I ended up going with "You're the icing on my cupcake." I thought that one was very appropriate, so we put that down in the bottom corner there and smush that back down inside of the pocket. And let's see, where did we go next? Ah, yes, this pocket was a little bit of a challenge because it just wasn't going together the way I wanted it. So I redid this one a few times, but ended up putting the one of the sweetest on the top right hand corner of the pocket there to kind of even it out. I try to be very mindful. If I pop up one side on the left, I try to do something similar on the right side of the pocket letter, just so your eye kind of follows along a little better, and it just and it's balance, I guess. And I pulled out the cupcake liner that I showed in the stash when I was shopping my stash for this. I thought the cupcake liner would look really nice. Couldn't use the whole thing, it was too big, so I cut it in half and just used half of that, and then layered that cupcake on some of that foam tape again for a little bit of dimension, and just pop that up a little bit. And I don't know, I can't remember if I edited it out or not, but I also ended up putting a piece of trim along the top. Again, it was one of those pieces of trim that I showed at the beginning. Yeah, and this little pocket ended up being pretty simple. I just used another one of the bow dies and put that on the top there. And this pocket, I really wanted a page flag, and I had this piece of designer paper. Actually, it wasn't designer paper, it was a Project Life card that I had cut apart for something else, and the colors just matched perfect, and it was laying in front of me, so I used it and made a page flag. And this is where I was using that trim and trying to get it on there right. I really struggle with recording still. Not one of my strong suits. I'm working on it though. Anyway, recording and working on the project, just super nervous, sweating bullets. And I ended up going with another word, "Baked with Love," down in the lower right corner there. And if you guys hear that squeaking in the background, that's my puppies have decided to play with their toys while mommy is recording. So let's see. Where do we go from here? Oh, this top pocket, actually everything that I did on this top center pocket, I took it all apart in the end and ended up changing it out to something totally different. I just I didn't like it. I wanted to use the little die cuts that I showed you, the little champagne flutes. I wanted to turn those into something that looked like a candy dish, and they weren't working the way that I had hoped they would by putting them on top of the pockets. So in the end, I ended up taking the blue donut out and replacing it with those dies that looked like the dessert dishes. So you'll see that too at the end here. And let's see, where do we go from here? Oh yeah, that's me trying to figure out where I want to put them, because I definitely wanted to use those pieces somewhere in the pocket letter. Just I couldn't get it figured out. Yeah, and I also knew that I wanted to use this place card holder, and you'll see where that comes in a little bit. Oh yeah, here. So I ended up putting the dessert dishes in here. I layered them on top of some tulle and then cut some pink out for little drink straws. And what I was trying to demonstrate there was I made a hush. I made a
sticky tape.
shaker pocket and I sewed it shut, but what I forgot to do was put any paper on the background. So you can see I added that place card holder at the top, and I put sweet on that. I layered it on top of that, And I'm just using some of the super sticky tape for the flower, and I'll tape that down on the outside of the pocket. I used a sequins mix that I made for the shaker pocket, and then I used a word bead that said like, and just dropped that down inside of there. I thought that would be just a fun little addition. If I had love ice cream or something like that, I would put it in there, but I figured the like worked just as nicely. So using this super sticky tape and peeling the back off of that, and that usually holds things down to the outsides of the pocket letter pretty securely. So I cut the stem off of the flower with my wire cutters, and just deciding where I want that, and I'll give it a mush down and call it done on there. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Again, you'll see in the still shots some of the subtle changes that I made. I ended up just leaving the string of the bag down the side like that, and I ended up just looping some tulle pieces that I had over the side of that, and I also added an ice cream charm that I had in my stash to the side of that, just because it fit and I thought it was really cute. And guys, what I really wanted to show was you don't have to spend a lot of money. You can shop your stash. You can use something as inexpensive as a Target bag and with really cute elements, and just cut those out and use items from your stash and do some layering and just have fun with it. So I hope that you've enjoyed the videos and watching the process of how I've managed through this. I'm going to put some still shots here on the end, and then I'll pop on quickly with a quick video on how the giveaway is going to work. And I hope you guys have fun seeing the pictures of that, and I look forward to giving this away to someone really soon. Okay, bye guys.